groovy.
I got some new games. Oh, what a glorious day. Oh, get new games. The kids show you can wait. Hey, everybody. Jim here. Back again with another pickups video, and the beanie is back. Finally, weather permitting, I can wear my beanie. Had to cut my hair for summer. It's just so hot and humid here. Had to cut it, and obviously you're not going to wear a beanie during that time. But finally, I'm back in my my most comfortable iteration, Beanie Jim, and finally I once again match my little cartoon guy, the little anime character I use that Sarumaru made for me. So finally I kind of sort of approximate that character. He's obviously a lot cuter than I am, but at least I'm clothing appropriate now. Back with another pickups vid, and it's not going to be a long one because I actually only have 5 games. Anyone who's been watching some of my recent game hunting videos, you know that a lot of stuff I've been picking up has been like special requests by people since I've started selling games via like Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. I've been picking up things for other people, and as you can see, I already have like a huge collection of games, so there's not that much that I really want. I always have something to play. But recently I did come across a few things that I saw them and I said, you know what, I really want to play those. So let's get to that. So we're going to talk about these games, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about some other social media stuff that you can stick around for if you want to. If not, that's cool too. Anyway, getting started with some PlayStation stuff. First up, I went ahead and picked up another copy of Tenchu 2. And had this game a couple of times and always ended up selling it. The last one I had, I sold in Texas, and that was like something like 4 years ago. Came across this game for like 500 yen, and it was complete with like the spine card and everything, all this stuff in it, and I was like, hell yeah, because I saw it and it triggered memories for me of Tenchu 2. I was a huge Tenchu fan back in the day. The first game, I was anticipating its release after reading about it in PSM, I think it was. I thought the idea of like a ninja game where you sneak around and assassinate people, that seems so incredibly cool to me. So the first game I was a huge fan of, probably one of my favorite PlayStation games. And then I eagerly anticipated the release of the second, which is a great game. You have 3 playable characters. You have Rikimaru. Rikimaru is my favorite video game ninja, by the way. Ayame and Tatsumaru is an unlockable character. And more levels than the first game, more kills you can do, more items to find, and also a level editor in here, so you can create your own stages and position enemies and obstacles and bosses wherever you want. I had a ton of fun with that back in the day. So Tenchu 2, great game. Loved the story, kind of like the prequel, the origins of Rikimaru and Ayame. And what can I say? This and the first game and the ones on the PS2, I also really liked those. And Tenchu Z on 360 had back in the day. That was fun, and you could play online multiplayer with it, and it was great. So I love the whole Tenchu series. Tenchu 2 finally back in the collection. This an interesting, not a game, but a demo disc that I found for 100 yen. So less than $1 in a bargain bin in a hard off. It's the McDonald's original Happy Disc, and what this is it's a McDonald's demo disc, like they partnered with Sony. So there's a demo for Parappa the Rapper 2, and the demo is set inside of a McDonald's. And there's a demo for I think the second Ape Escape game. And there's McDonald's logos and blimps and everything in that too. So it's just a couple of demos. And then there's also a video of a Japanese comedian named Papaya wearing a giant rainbow afro, and him and the monkey mascot from Ape Escape are in New York learning to dance. So interesting little video there. So that's why I picked this up. I had heard Jimmy Hoppa talk about it actually, and I just thought it was kind of like a funny, little thing. And for like $1, who cares? So I have this. I may actually do a little thing with it eventually, where we can sit down and watch that video together. What do you guys think? Would you like that? Next up, another game from that same bargain bin. It was 100 yen, and so I couldn't pass on it because I like it a lot. Super Dragon Ball Z, or I believe it's, what is it? Yeah, it just says Super or Cho Dragon Ball Z. I like this game a lot. Had this back in the day, played it a lot and loved it because it's just it's a fighting game, much more simple, I think, than like the Tenkaichi Budokai games and stuff, where you're like flying all over and all this and that. And there's a million bajillion characters. This game, a smaller roster of characters, and you can customize characters and give them different abilities and power-ups and things. I like the roster as well. The roster has characters like Chi-Chi, and she has all the classic Dragon Ball items. So it's like she can use the Nimbus Cloud and the Power Pole and the that fan that they used to put out the fire on what was it, not Frying Pan Mountain, but somewhere they use it to put out a fire. And she has all that stuff, and she can throw her little head boomerang thing. And there's like Videl and like Mystic Gohan and Demon King Piccolo. So just like kind of an odd character roster, but I like it a lot. I like the gameplay. I love the graphics. Just a fun, more simple DBZ fighting game that I like a lot. So Super Dragon Ball Z. If you never played this on the PS2, but you enjoyed like just the regular Budokai games, this will do you good too. And if I recall correctly, like some of the original designers of like Street Fighter 2 worked on it. So there are like Street Fighter style special moves in here. Kamehamehas are executed like Hadokens, for example. So this is a fun game. I do like it a lot. Super Dragon Ball Z, really good. These next two games, I was so happy to find them. Two games I've been wanting for a while. The first one, loose Famicom cart. It is Holy Diver. Yes, I guess Ronnie James Dio inspired, and I do believe the character you're playing at, his name is R. Rhodes, or Randy Rhodes, who was a very famous heavy metal guitarist that played for Ozzy Osbourne in the early 80s, until he tragically passed away. Holy Diver, a lot of people have said it's like a Castlevania clone. It's got similarities to Castlevania, but it's different as well. Your character, your basic attack is throwing fireballs, and I mean, it is a very straightforward action platformer, but as you finish stages, you unlock magic attacks, and you have an MP meter, and I've only gotten like maybe a few stages in this, so I haven't even seen all of the attacks yet. It is a very tough game, but you can throw like more powerful fireballs with longer range, and you can use a freeze spell to freeze enemies in place, but also to freeze water and create platforms. So there's some cool stuff going on in here. Graphically pretty good, soundtrack pretty good, gameplay very difficult, but a satisfying platformer. It's by IRIM, and I do like a lot of IRIM games. I've heard some people say that IRIM, like when they see that, they're like, oh man, IRIM, like C/D level developer, they suck. But I mean, R-Type and Metal Storm and like Hammer and Harry, those are some pretty cool games, and Holy Diver is pretty good too. So IRIM, they've got some good games under their belt. So Holy Diver, I do like this a lot. It was super, like I found it for like 4,000 yen, which is like less than half what I normally see it for. So I could not pass this up. Holy Diver, Famicom, pretty good game. Last game. Anyone who's watched a lot of my game hunting videos, especially when I'm looking for Sega stuff, they know how long I've been looking for this one. Sonic and Knuckles for the Sega Mega Drive, complete in box, and the box isn't in like perfect condition. There's some damage on it, but it was good enough that I was like, yes, definitely want that. I couldn't find this in Akihabara. It was somewhere. A friend told me there was like another little stall or somewhere where it was, but I just could never come across it. I knew it was an expensive game, like $100 game, but I just really wanted it. I wanted it to complete my my Sonic Mega Drive collection, which I have now done. I have Sonic 1 through 3, Spinball, and Sonic and Knuckles. 3D Blast did not get a Mega Drive release in Japan, unfortunately. But I do love this game. I love all of the 2D Sonic games. Anything on Mega Drive is great. Sonic CD is great. Nothing I can really complain about. So this is just a fantastic game, whether you're just playing it by itself or you're playing it with Sonic 3 or Sonic 2. Playing as Knuckles in Sonic 2 is really fun. So yeah, I was like super stoked to finally have a copy of Sonic and Knuckles in the collection, and you better believe I sat down that night and played this thing for hours. Did not finish it. I'm trying to finish all of them and collect all of the Chaos Emeralds and stuff. That's something I've never done. I've finished them, but I've never finished all of them with like Chaos Emeralds and everything. The only one I've finished with all of the Emeralds is Sonic 2. So I'd love to finish like Sonic 3 and Knuckles with all the Emeralds and everything. Just basically do a completionist kind of thing for all of the 16-bit Sonic games. But anyway, Sonic and Knuckles, victory, finally in the collection. So happy to have that. And that's it. Those are the 5 games I picked up recently, and I'm gonna lubricate the old vocal cords. Okay, so those are all of the pickups. Let me know down in the comments what you think of these games. Do you have any memories at all with Sonic and Knuckles, Super Dragon Ball Z, Tenchu? Have you ever played Holy Diver? And would you like to have a look at that fun little video on the McDonald's Happy Disc? Because I could do some stuff like that. And do more Let's Plays, but we can do like Let's Watch and stuff. There's plenty of goofy stuff out there that we can watch and make fun of together. Okay, all that aside, now, one second. The other thing, social media stuff. I'm on basically everything, so all the links are down in the description. I think right now, like on Twitter, I have a little over 600 followers on Twitter, and 700 and something followers on Instagram, and actually like a little over 13,000 on Facebook. So anybody who wants to keep up with some other stuff with me, you can go in the description and check out all of those. I post pictures on Instagram when I go game hunting or when I go to other various places. There's stuff on there that nobody sees anywhere else. I also post stuff on Twitter, whether it be pictures or links to videos or sharing other people's stuff. I do that. And then same thing on Facebook. I share videos on Facebook, pictures on Facebook. I occasionally post things for sale on Facebook if anyone's interested in that. And those are also places where if you want to get in contact with me about something like that, like buying a game or whatever else, or if you just want to throw some suggestions my way, you want to talk to me directly, those are all good for that. I usually am pretty good about answering all of the messages I get. And also, there is a link to the Patreon I have. That's been up for a couple of months, and I have 26 patrons right now, which thank you very, very much to everybody who is a patron of mine. It's very much appreciated. On there, I have things like there's the usual stuff, early access to videos. There is a Discord that we chat in pretty frequently. There are Google Hangouts. There's an option for one-on-one Skype calls and things like that, which I use not just for like, oh, isn't it nice to talk to me, but basically like some people that are coming or are going to be coming for like trips and things like that. We can talk and I can advise them on things and even set up like meetups and things like that. But what I mostly use it for is I had kind of the intention of having it be like a mail order service. So for like certain like different tiers, I send out manga in the mail every month. I send out gachapon that you can open up and assemble. I send out ramen. There's a ramen box that I send out, put in like a half a dozen different variations of Japanese ramen. There's, what else do I put? I have one that's just a snack box, so I pile a bunch of Japanese snacks into it and send it out. And then I have one that's just a big box that has everything. It's got snacks, it's got gachapon, it's got ramen in it if that's what you want, it's got manga, it's got all that stuff. So yeah, all of the other stuff videos and bonus vlogs and hangouts. All that stuff is cool, but then also it's essentially a mail order service. If you want to get something in the mail, similar to like they have those things like Tokyo Treat and all that, where they send you stuff in the mail each month. I'm also using it as kind of like that kind of thing. So if you are interested in that, you can also take a look. That link will be down in the description with all of the other social media stuff. So go ahead, check out my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, etc., etc. It's all there. Aside from working as a teacher now, I think that's something I mentioned before. I am now a teacher, but aside from that, I'm pretty much dedicating all of my time to making videos, selling video games, and keeping up with all that social media stuff. And so far, so good. I'm pretty happy doing that. And thank you, everybody, for watching and commenting. This most recent typhoon was, kind of a killer. Luckily, everything kind of came out okay where I live, but a lot of people left comments and messages saying that, they were, hoping that I was okay, and are you going to be affected by the typhoon and this, that. So thank you very much to everybody who was concerned. Thank you for all the well wishes. I really appreciate it. So thanks everybody for liking, subscribing. We're over 16,000 subscribers now, which is a lot for me. Considering this time last year, my channel was at about 7,000 subscribers. So it's more than doubled in size over the past year. And that's thanks to you. Thanks to you for watching and liking and commenting and sharing and all that stuff. That's how a channel grows. It grows because its audience wants it to grow, and that's what you've done for me, and I appreciate it very, very much. So again, all that stuff is down in the description. Check it out if you're interested, and thank you so much for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, leaving me feedback, and leaving me encouraging messages and comments. I always greatly appreciate that, and until next time, take care, everybody. Goodbye.